Are you ready for pain? Are you ready for suffering? If the answer is yes, then you're ready.
Attention, all women in the world. We are going to be protesting the overturning of Roe v. Wade for the last fucking time. Stop exclusively referencing women when talking about the human rights violations that the overturning of Roe v. Wade commits. Because it is not just cis women that are fucking affected by this. Trans men with uteruses, non-binary people with uteruses, and intersex people with uteruses are all affected by this too. And if you are only talking about the human rights violations against women in regards to this issue, and you aren't even mentioning the shit that it does to all these other people that it affects, get the fuck out. If I see one more goddamn person call this a women's rights issue without even mentioning the fact that it's also a trans rights issue, a non-binary rights issue, and an intersex rights issue, I'm gonna be blocking them right the fuck away.
I've made a handful of videos that give reasons why a person can get or be fat. And in one of those videos, I included food with low activity. And boy, did the fat phobes think they really did something here. Now, I deleted a handful of comments, but one of the comments just made me giggle. And it was along the lines of, notice how she said food last? And some of them were really basic, like, oh, excuses, excuses. The reason that food and low activity is usually not included in these conversations is because that seems to be the only concept that fat phobes can comprehend. But I wanted to be clear. If you're on my page and you gained weight from overeating and low activity, you still deserve respect and happiness. You don't have to have health as a goal. And I know it's not as simple as this, but in the great words of Kesha, don't let the assholes get you down.
Relax! Relax! It's enough! It's enough! Please!
Happy 2nd! Day of Pride from your local Ku33, our Palestinian Detroiter art teacher.
There were a lot of things that surprised me when I became a father, but one that I really didn't expect was that the best role model dad on TV is Bandit from Bluey. Not only is he a great parent and partner, he also does a great job of avoiding situations where it's easy to embody toxic masculinity. One of the best examples of this comes in the episode Yoga Ball. In this episode, Bandit plays a bit too rough with his 4-year-old daughter Bingo, and it upsets her. Watch what happens after Bingo tells him this.
Oh, Bingo, really? Oh, sorry, Buster. I didn't realise. I think I just forget that you're a bit younger than your sister.
I'm only 4.
And you know what Bandit didn't do? He didn't gaslight his daughter. He didn't dismiss her feelings, in fact, he validated them. And then he goes on to work with her to figure out how could they better communicate to avoid that situation in the future. I gotta say, the writers of that show, chef's kiss. It is hard enough to find a good male role model on TV, let alone one who does it so well. And it's kind of a shame it's a cartoon, but it's a really good cartoon.
What do you do if you have no idea if you're hungry or not? First of all, check in with the time. See how long it's been since you last ate. Most people need to eat between every 3 to 5 hours. That is not a hard and fast rule. If you go less time, if you go more time, that's okay. Just in general, if you go long periods of time without eating, try setting an alarm on your phone to take a break from what you're doing and check in with your hunger. Hunger can present itself in many different ways. Sometimes it's a lack of focus. Sometimes it's thinking about a certain food a lot. Sometimes it's tiredness or irritability, and all of these things can tell you that you're hungry without it actually being like a rumbling in your stomach. And if you're really worried about eating when you're bored, there's no rule saying that you can't eat when you're bored. That's okay. None of these things are good or bad, they're just neutral and they give you more information about yourself.
Hi ladies, how you doing?
I want to kill you!
Oh yeah, take a number, honey.
Hey y'all, husband doesn't cook, but I'm going to teach you a way to teach your man to cook. So I made him a stir fry, like I cut up all the veggies and whatever, but now I've left directions on how to cook that lunch. So should be interesting to see. I left the right oil out with the right measuring spoon. And I left him all these terrific veggies in here. See, look at that, zucchini and bok choy and carrot and broccoli and everything else, and then the sauce is right next to it, and then should make it really easy for him. And we'll see how he does when I get home, if he's burned the house down or not.
This is a nice dude bro look. This will be a great filter because I would like to share some advice that was given at a women's conference thing I was at today. And let me say, I typically don't like them because I feel like, at least for corporate, it's just the same shit over and over. And the topic was the same shit again. It was mentoring. But the question that someone asked was about how do you make sure that you are heard, your voice is heard. And one of the examples was mansplaining. You know, so that would be, you're in a meeting and you express an idea. Hey, we should do this. Everybody's like, and then a dude a couple minutes later says, hey, the same thing. And everybody's like, yeah, bro. That's mansplaining. So now you don't even receive credit for your idea. And everyone's like, so what do you do? And this woman, her advice was to respond by saying, I'm glad you agree with me. And I actually think that will work in a lot of mansplaining situations where some man tries to explain some shit you're an expert.
All can be like, yeah, I'm glad you agree with me. As I mentioned, I'm going to use this shit all the damn time. Just all the time. Matter of fact, you ain't got to fucking agree with me.
Suck my son, needs some spiritual healing. At the ribbon, fuck your feelings. The way she suck my son, needs some spiritual healing.
That's all I want, just a tiny apology. And then we can put this all behind us. Is what I would say. Oh, the bitch!
There are 4 things you can't get back in life. The word after it's said, an opportunity after it's missed, time after it's gone, and trust after it's lost.
Okay, a break in story time. I'll share more as soon as I can, I promise. I have them recorded. But I have some exciting news. When all of this came out, I wanted to find a way to donate money towards nonprofit organizations like Trevor Project, Human Rights Campaign, and other organizations that support the LGBTQ+ community. One of the things that the pastor says against me is that I went out of my way to marry a woman. Yeah, I did. So I wanted a way to go out of my way to show that I support the LGBTQ+ community. I had my bestie make these stickers. Can you even? We're going to be selling these stickers, and a portion of the profits are going to be given to either Trevor Project or Human Rights Campaign. So more info coming soon. Buy them, spread them, put them everywhere, even in the class.
Talk to me.
Stop flexing your muscles, Jordan. You look like a fucking imbecile.
What if I told you that you're not really the black sheep of your family? You're actually the golden child, and you've always been the golden child. You've always been the most beautiful, the most talented, and the most gifted one out of all your siblings and everyone in your family. You were the one that was selected to bring new life to your family tree. That's why you're so unique. The light that you have within you, your power, your energy, and your presence is something that cannot be duplicated. And it cannot be stolen from you, no matter how.
It's a damn shame Capitol Police are calling on the National Guard to protect them from these people right here. This is what they're afraid of. This is who they need protection from. These are the people that threaten the lives of police officers every day. People of color are not the threat, but when we ask for help and protection against police brutality, we get the same outcome over and over again. But when we take to the streets for social justice and equality, this is what we're met with. These images played out through every state that protested for the lives of black people. We continue to get beaten and killed for not wanting to get beaten and killed when we protest. But this was allowed to happen at the U.S. Capitol building. They were afraid to use the same lethal force on people of color are these people right here. Domestic terrorists that threaten the lives of our elected officials and our vice president.